So welcome back to today's session. So in this particular video, we will discuss about customer relationship management, quite a theoretical one. So I'll give you some inputs and with which you can elaborate later. Uh, I hope everyone was clear with positioning, and I hope each one of you, whenever you come across every product or service or watch any commercial, please start like no focusing on what would have been the segmentation, which target it is being focused, what is the positioning that has happened. Okay. Now, moving on to customer relationship management. Before getting into this topic, we got to understand why is this particular topic important. Obviously, marketing, customer satisfaction, all those aspects are coming in. But I also want to add a note here. Marketing is like no, not trying to spend as much as possible. You also there want to make sure that you spend the right amount. It is not like no, you spend so much and then you get your customers, right? So the financial aspects are very important. In fact, to add up in this particular session, I want to tell you there is a concept called as accounting based marketing, which is coming up in today's scenario. Meaning, like whatever you are spending is being accounted and how much profits you are making out of it. So, accounting based marketing is a new trend which is being setting up. So, probably sometime we will try to explore that topic also. And before we get on to it, so from the customer point of view, customer satisfaction, beyond all these aspects, there is a very common saying which goes on like retaining the customer is more important because the cost of getting a new customer is higher than the cost of retaining a customer. I'm repeating again, the cost of getting or acquiring a new customer is high than the cost of maintaining the new customer. Meaning, like if you're going to get something new, it is going to be more expensive. So, it is actually more wiser to retain whoever is the existing customer. Okay. So, what we got to do is we got to make sure whoever is your existing customer, that customer is maintained properly and the customer is made sure that he does not leave the organization. And another very important benefit with this customer relationship management is whenever you are telling like you are maintaining your uh, existing customer, it means like the existing customer is spreading a positive word of mouth. So indirectly or directly, he becomes an ambassador for your own particular product or service. That is why the customer relationship management is very significant. And now coming back to this definition almost, uh, we also got to really understand one aspect. Is this customer relationship management only for the existing customers? No, you have to make sure that we understand here it is with customers, prospects, and business partners. So, all these three aspects come into the customer relationship management. The term customer you are familiar with, the term prospect will refer to the people who is going to become your customer. Like, say, for example, I'm interested in your product, but I have not yet brought it. But you know very well that I'm going to buy the product, or the probability of me buying the product is higher. In those cases, we are going to tell that particular person or client as a prospect. Business partners is whoever we are associating with to carry out our business. So, when we talk about customer relationship, whatever tool or technology or procedure you are going to use, and for what reason you are going to use, it is all done to arrange, improve, facilitate sales, support, and related interactions. So, whatever these tools, technologies, procedures, whatever you are using is for this particular purposes, and this is with the customers, prospects, and business partners throughout the enterprise. Okay, so that is your customer relationship management. And we will be seeing like what is arranged, I mean what are the activities that is being going to be done. So when we get to know those activities, we will know what are the activities which we will do and how it is all going to support all these things. Maybe if needed, we will come back to this definition again. Okay, now moving further, it is actually a part of relationship marketing. So what are we going to do is we are going to attract, obviously, maintain and enhancing, improve the customer relationship. And all these marketing activities are going to be directed, and it is all going to be focused on, again, establishing, developing, maintaining successful relation exchanges. So we will be going through a six market model. This model was actually referred by a person called as Payna Payne, and he has referred some six markets in this particular model. And by maintaining the relationship across the six markets, according to this model, will help you to improve the customer loyalty. And obviously, when the customer is loyal, the customer is going to be retained by you, and they'll be spreading a positive word of mouth communication. The first one is the uh, internal market. When we talk about the internal market here, the first one is internal market. Internal market will refer to all the people inside your organization. See, your shareholder, the supervisors, the subordinates, colleagues, all this will become the contribute to the internal market, and the actions and the belief will determine the style and ethos of business. The second one is the referral market. Referral market is whoever is referring, right? So obviously, like no, these will become the source of business, and the word of mouth recommendation, that also will come under this referral market. The third one is the influencer market. And when we talk about influencer market, organizations and individuals who will have the ability, like no, who can influence the marketing environment. If you remember the marketing environment topic, there are some people in the market who can influence. Say for example, it may be people in very chief positions in the industry association, or people in the government regulations, or your own friends, or your own mentors or advisors. They can also influence it. The next one is the recruitment market. So the recruitment market means to recruit and retain the employees who will all like no make sure that they do fulfill the company objectives in the marketplace. So the organization has to be in such a way like no, the it should be attractive to the people whoever is sharing that values of the company. So that will be called as the recruitment market. The next one is the supplier and alliance market. Obviously, why is this important? Means only then your business will be able to be carried out successfully. So it will refer to the network of organization which will provide whatever it may be, a material or it may be a product or service to the organization. The last one is we talk about is the customer market. It will represent all the people or organization, meaning like no, it will also include the new customer, existing customer, as well as if there is any intermediaries who will buy goods or services. So this is the six market model. So when the six market model is being established, we ensure like the customer loyalty can be achieved and a good relationship can be established with which the customers can be retained. Now I have given this in the six market model in the next PPTs, which will be available for you when I upload the notes in that particular link. You can refer this. So what are the features? So in the initial definition we saw, right, to arrange, improve, or facilitate sales, support, and related interactions. How are these going to see? Obviously, you will have, and most probably, CRM today is an ERP tool with the organization. So, but these activities has to be carried out. How are these activities carried out? How are these arrange, improve, or facilitate sales support is going to be done. This is going to be done using these kind of activities. Marketing automation. Marketing automation, as simple, I'll tell you, say, for example, today being the digital medium, there are so many posts that is coming up, right? Answers that has been replied. Say, for example, if an advertisement is launched today at 12 o'clock midnight, it does not mean the person who is sitting there is going to sit at 12 o'clock and upload that video at in the YouTube at 12 o'clock, right? Or upload that particular post in any social networking site. It is all automated. It is all like no run by some application or some like no where you can make sure that this particular video is uploaded, this particular message goes at this particular time. So all these kind of automations is all scheduled, so it automatically happens. So that is called as marketing automation, which is provided by the CRM. Sales for automation, similarly. Say, for example, if there are 100 customers, tomorrow you join a company and your manager says these are the 100 people whom you have to meet, fix appointments, and have to make sales. Say, for example, you call one customer, he says, call me at 3 o'clock today evening. You call another customer, he says, like, you call me after 1 week time. So, how are you going to track this? Do you think you'll be keeping notes of it? Like, no, then every day go through all the 100 customers, see again, check again who has to call, whom you have to call at what time when? No, this is all automated. Like, for example, in through applications, like if you can make a note of it and mark it as okay, call today at 3 p.m. or call next week at 3 o'clock. So if you can make note of it, automatically the salesperson will get updates when and what action has to be done. So that is what is called as Salesforce automation. The third one is the contact center automation. So this is very popular today. You call toll free for everything, and whenever you are going to call a toll free, immediately they respond. They tell your name, registered mobile number, email number, the place that you live, what you have ordered recently, what you ordered 2 minutes before, what was delivered to you. How are they able to tell you and give you all this information? Because it has been automated by a contact center. And the last one is the geolocation technology or location based services. As simple it is. Say tomorrow I'm going to travel to Bangalore and I drive in my own car. And after reaching a particular place, I get to know like I had some problem with my car. I need a service engineer who will come and pick me up. So, what is the immediate thing that I do? Immediately, I try to uh, get into Google Maps or try to find out from it any nearby car service is available, and how that can be tracked only through my geolocation technology. And integrating my personal profile data with this GPS is going to give me options. Okay, so all these features is being provided by your customer relationship management. And the advantages it gives is reduces advertising cost. It reduces advertising cost because the advertising is going to become specific for people. You are not going to create advertisements for the whole mass of people. To make the advertisement reach for the entire crowd, you are going to create advertisement for a particular targeted group of your people. Therefore it reduces the advertising cost. It targets specific customer, focusing on their needs, track effectiveness of a given campaign. So all these facilities will be available for your CRM. And very importantly, you will know very clearly which customers are really prospects. So you'll be able to know to whom you have to send messages, to whom you have to promote your product or service. And you will also know like who are like no not important customers. There is usually a category in sales which is called as cold, warm, and hot. There are three categories of people. When you take a sales call, you will be asked to classify whether it is a cold call, warm call, or a hot call. Cold call means after, I mean, you will do this classification only after attending the meeting with the customer or over the phone or by in person. You will say it was a cold call, meaning like the customer is not really interested or not ready to buy your product or service. He may buy your product or service in the future at a later point of time. Whereas you say warm when you feel the customer is kind of moderate situation. He may or may not buy 50-50 opportunity. You will say it as a hot when you know very well that the customer is going to buy that particular product or service. The probability of the customer the buying the product is very, very high in case of a hot call. Whereas in warm call, the probability of customer buying that particular product is 50-50. The probability of the buying the product is very low in case of a cold call. So, from the CRM point of view, you know very well whether you want to really spend more or spend high. For whom you will be spending more or spend high, you will spend more or high for customers in the hot category. You will spend very less for the customers in the cold category. See, depending upon the situation, there are some promotional activity which will make the people from the cold category to move to the warm or hot category. In those cases, accordingly, you will send messages or spend. So, these are the advantages. It provides you how much you have to spend for that particular customer is being known from customer relationship management. So it also improves the contact with each customer because it is CRM is just going to become a facilitator to facilitate all the communication. So this is what I want to share with you about CRM and positioning. I hope the session was very helpful and interesting to you. Thank you.